October 1860. While America, on the eve of civil war, sought to cleanse the soul by suppressing sin and desire, the city of Edo took a different path. Instead of banning vice, they built a wall around it and turned it into a spectacle. This is Yoshiwara, the nightless city that never sleeps.
Naka, I'm turning back. This place, it's like Sodom and Gomorrah. It is a market where human dignity is bought and sold like slabs of meat.
Master, keep your voice down. This is the flower of Edo. It is not a dirty place. Come, take just one step inside.
What is this? Why are there ordinary women here? Even children? A mother bringing her child to a pleasure district? Are they insane?
Master, look closely. They didn't come here to sell their bodies. They came to see a dream.
Naka was right. Yoshiwara was more than a pleasure district. It was the absolute epicenter of style. In Europe, red light districts were slums hidden in the shadows, places of shame. But in Edo, Yoshiwara was a tourist destination, officially licensed by the government. It was a paradox that no Western mind could comprehend. A place of segregation was also the center of culture.
What is she doing?
That serious look. Is she writing a poem or a tearful letter to her family?
Master, she is setting a trap. That is a letter to a customer. I cannot forget you. Come see me at once. Here, a single brush can earn a fortune. If you cannot hook a man's heart with a letter, you cannot be a star.
This was a shock to Western observers. In the mid-19th century, literacy among the working class in London or New York was still limited. Many women in poverty could not read a contract. However, in Yoshiwara, the literacy rate was nearly 100%. The courtesan houses invested heavily in their education. Why? Because an uneducated woman could not entertain the samurai elite.
I don't believe it. Go strategy of Go, flower arrangement? They are more educated than the noble women in my country. I'll be honest, Naka. Even if I were taught, I doubt I would ever be capable of playing such a game.
A pretty face gets boring in 3 days. Men come here to buy conversation, politics, art, and witty jokes. Long before any physical intimacy, they intoxicate men with their intellect.
Look at that woman, Naka. How elegant she is. Naka, look at the mistress of the shop. She carries herself with the dignity of a noble samurai's wife. Do even the wives of merchants in Edo possess such education?
No, that is Osaki. She is the mistress of this shop, but just 3 years ago, she was a yobidashi, a top-ranking oiran in Yoshiwara.
What? A former courtesan? I don't believe it. Why does her husband let a woman with such a past stand in the shop? It would be a disgrace if the customers knew.
In the West, a woman with such a past would often be shunned, forced to hide her history to survive. But in Edo's merchant class, the opposite was true. A former high-ranking courtesan was a trophy. She possessed beauty, education, and the social skills to charm wealthy clients. Far from being a disgrace, she was the ultimate business asset.
Look, Master, the customers know she is a former oiran. If you go to that shop, you can enjoy witty conversation trained in Yoshiwara. That reputation brings in more business. For a merchant, taking her as a wife is a status symbol.
I see an asset for a merchant. It is logical. So, can anyone marry them? What about the ruling class, the samurai?
No, there is a wall there. Merchants may accept them, but they cannot become the legal wife of a samurai. In samurai families, where lineage is everything, their past is not forgiven.
Naka, I see that they are smart. I understand they are business assets. But something is still wrong. Why does society respect women who sold their bodies? In my country, that is an eternal stain.
Master, most of them did not go there to buy pretty kimonos. They sank themselves into the mud to save their starving parents and young siblings. In Japan, sacrificing oneself for the family is considered the most noble act of all. That is why no one can cast a stone at them. Instead, we bow our heads to their resolve.
Sacrifice, I see. But you said earlier they cannot be a samurai's legal wife. In the end, aren't they excluded from the elite?
True, not a legal wife. But they are often welcomed as concubines. Unlike a cold political marriage with a legal wife, a former courtesan who knows the hardships of life and conversation becomes the samurai's true soulmate. The public face is the legal wife. The private heart belongs to the former courtesan. I assure you, there were certainly quite a few elites who lived that way.
Look at her eyes. There is not a shred of shame. A lotus flower blooming in the mud. I see now. They are victims, yes, but they are not weak.
In the 19th century West, fallen women were often erased from history, vanishing into the dark alleys of stigma. But in Edo, for those who survived the ordeal, the path to return to society remained open under the banner of filial piety. It was certainly not a paradise. It was a brutal system. While many perished in the shadows, the survivors retained their dignity, educated themselves, and some even became an inseparable part of elite society. But remember, for every one who became a wife, thousands never left the cage. Witness the dark reality they escaped from, right here